Hey, I'm Michael, the Society Adjuster, and today we're talking about something bigger than claims, bigger than estimates, and bigger than policy language. We're talking about building a career as a public adjuster, not just picking up a job or a hobby or a pastime that might make a couple dollars or so, but building a legitimate, sustainable career. Now, before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future trainings and long-form videos like this amazing one, all the things. Most people don't hear this particular truth when they enter into the industry. Public adjusting can absolutely change your life, but only if you approach it with the right mindset and the right expectations. Too many people come into this field thinking it's quick money, all right? They're focused on the flexible hours. They feel like it's an easy path to independence. And sure, the opportunities are genuine, but the people who last are the ones who build something meaningful and don't treat this like a side hustle. Like they treat it like a profession, a craft, a long-term path. They understand early that freedom in this industry is earned and certainly not given, and it starts with understanding what you're actually stepping into. Being a public adjuster means stepping into people's lives at one of the most stressful moments that they will likely experience. Their business has been damaged, their home has been damaged or destroyed, their life has been disrupted, and they're looking to you for clarity, direction, and some stability. They don't just need someone who knows insurance, they need someone who they can trust to guide them through this uncertainty. And if you want a career in this field, you need to care about people. You have to care about communication, and you have to care about doing things the correct way, even when it's slower, and even when it's more challenging, and even when no one else is watching. That integrity, it has a way of compounding over time, and it's what separates professionals from opportunists. And that's what separates this thing that could be a job or a career. And it helps understand whether or not this is something for you. This building a career in public adjusting is for you. And it starts with developing actual skills and not shortcuts. Skills like documentation, communication, negotiation, and leadership. Skills like staying calm when a claim gets messy, and sometimes they do. Skills like explaining complex concepts in simple, understandable ways, which will always be needed. Skills like managing expectations so clients don't freak out every time a carrier takes a few extra days to respond. These are learned skills. They develop through repetition and discipline and intention. And these are the things that make you invaluable. These are the things that make you referable. And these are the things that make you someone people can trust. And trust is the currency of this profession. Without it, you're just another adjuster. And with it, you're someone people remember and recommend. Now, if you want longevity, you have to build a reputation that outlives every individual claim. And that means showing up, right? Being consistent. It means being honest, even when the truth is uncomfortable. It means telling clients what they need to hear and not just what they want to hear. I don't lie to clients. I may choose my words to make something more palatable, but I do not lie to clients. It is what it is. And it's our job to help them understand the situation that they're in. And these conversations should be led with professionalism instead of avoidance. It also means investing in yourself, by the way, right? The adjusters who grow are the ones who keep learning, right? New tools, new regulations, new strategies, and new technologies crop up from time to time. The industry is evolving, and the adjusters who evolve with it are the ones who stay relevant. Complacency is one of the fastest ways to stall a promising career in public adjusting. And there's another piece that people don't talk about enough. Building a career in this field also means building a life around it. You need routines, you need boundaries, you need systems that keep you organized so you don't drown in emails, calls, and follow-ups, so you don't get lost yourself trying to follow and track all these different files. You need to learn how to manage your time because this job will take every hour you give it if you're not careful. And early in your career, discipline's gonna matter all the time, but discipline matters more than motivation. A real career is sustainable, right? It doesn't burn you out. It doesn't just consume you. It grows with you. And longevity in this industry comes from learning how to pace yourself, not just how to push yourself. And part of that growth is understanding that you're not just building a business, you're building a reputation. Every client, every interaction, every carrier conversation, every contractor meeting adds up. People remember how you made them feel. You've heard the saying, right? don't remember what you say, remember how you make them feel. They remember whether you were prepared, they remember whether you followed through, they remember whether you treated them like a transaction or if you treated them like a person. Your reputation is built quietly, one interaction at a time. And over time, that reputation becomes your greatest asset or your biggest liability. It can bring referrals and it can bring opportunities and it can bring stability long after a particular claim is closed. Your reputation can keep working with you. This can give you income, it can give you identity, it can give you purpose. If you approach public adjusting with intention, discipline, and genuine desire to help people, this field can give you a career that's fulfilling and flexible and certainly financially rewarding. We get paid to help people, that's the best kind of payment. But it won't happen by accident, and it won't happen overnight either. You gotta build it. You have to commit to it. You have to grow into it, and you have to be willing to become the kind of professional this industry actually needs. And if you do, then you'll look back one of these days and realize you didn't just become a public adjuster. You became an advocate. You became a professional. And this profession isn't just technically demanding, it's emotionally demanding. And they're in there long term are the ones who learn how to navigate both. Public adjusting places you in the middle of high emotional environments on a regular basis. It can be demanding, but it can also be rewarding. Guys, you're working with people who are stressed and overwhelmed and often scared about what might come next. I mean, their property has been damaged, their financials situation feels uncertain, and the process itself can feel confusing and certainly can feel like it's moving too slowly. Even when you do everything right, emotions don't always follow that logic. And so part of being a professional in this field is understanding that emotional responses aren't a problem to eliminate, there's something to manage with care, right? Storms are gonna come, how do you respond to them? And that's where communication becomes more than a skill, it becomes a stabilizing force. Public adjusters who succeed long-term don't dismiss emotion, and they don't absorb it either. They learn how to acknowledge it without being controlled by it. They learn how to stay calm without becoming distant. They learn how to care without over-identifying. And that balance is what keeps relationships healthy and claims progressing. Caring about people matters in life and certainly in this industry. Not as a slogan, we care about people, but as an actual practical reality. Because when clients feel heard, they're more patient. And when they understand what's happening, they're less reactive. When they trust you, they're more willing to let the process work itself out. Now, that doesn't mean promising outcomes you can't control or deliver. It means being present and clear and honest, even if the answer is uncertain. And that level of care is part of what this career means. And it's how you have a rewarding career that's long-term. Public adjusting can be high income, but income alone doesn't sustain people in this work. Purpose does. The sense that what you're doing matters. The understanding that you're helping someone navigate one of the hardest moments that they may experience as a property owner. And the knowledge that your clarity can reduce their chaos and be a benefit, and I would argue a blessing to someone else. And that's the part people don't always see from the outside. This is a profession where your work has a real impact, where your decisions affect timelines and stress levels and outcomes, and where your professionalism can feel or can make a difficult situation more manageable instead of overwhelming. And that's also why structure matters so much, because high emotions, like they work outside of structure and it leads to burnout. Without that support, without consistency, it can lead to exhaustion. Even the most capable adjusters can feel worn down if everything depends solely on them. And that's where having the framework matters, to support the weight, something that keeps you grounded and organized and makes it all sustainable. Now, bedrock, right, how we do it, how we fit into the conversation, is we're not just a replacement for their adjuster, right? We're an advocate. We're something that takes stress away. We reinforce principles, right? And we make sure that the policy serves our clients. Bedrock is built around clarity, structure, and role alignment, and it's designed to reduce unnecessary friction, not create more of it. It supports adjusters by creating cleaner communication, clearer expectations, and more consistent processes, and families benefit from the work that we do with our internal teams and externally as well, because we're all in this together. And that structure allows us as public adjusters to focus on what we do best: advocating clearly, documenting accurately, and guiding clients professionally. And the name is reflected. The bedrock is a stable layer beneath everything else. It's not flashy, it doesn't move It doesn't react to surface chaos. It provides something solid to build upon. And in the same way, structure in this industry isn't about control, it's about stability as well. It's about creating foundation that holds when emotions rise, when timelines stretch, or when complexity increases. And when adjusters have that foundation, have that bedrock, they don't have to carry every part of the process themselves. And they can stay in their lanes without abandoning the client that they care deeply about, a client that can be overwhelmed. It allows them, the adjuster, to operate with professionalism without burning out themselves. And that's how careers last. Longevity in public adjusting isn't about grinding harder or taking on more volume, it's about pacing. It's about, honestly, boundaries as well, and systems that protect your energy so you can show up consistently when it matters most. And it's about recognizing that being effective doesn't mean being everything to everyone. You can't do that. The most respected adjusters aren't the ones who try to control every variable. They're the ones who understand the flow of the process and communicate clearly and rely on structure instead of stress to move things forward. Since when does stress progress anything? When you combine structure with purpose, the work can become sustainable. And this career can give you income and flexibility and independence galore. But more than that, it can give you purpose. The kind that comes from knowing your work matters. The kind that comes from helping people through uncertainty with care. And the kind that keeps you invested even when the work is challenging. That's the opportunity that public adjusting offers those that take on the mantle. Not just to make a living, but to build a career that aligns skill, structure, and purpose. And when we approach it this way, with this level of intention and discipline, and with the right support, then you don't just survive in this industry, you can grow in it, you can lead in it, and you can build something that lasts. I'm Michael, the Society Adjuster. Let's put more claims to bed.